Welcome to Junior Achievement. My name is Jennifer, and on behalf of JA, we would like to welcome you as a volunteer and thank you for committing your time to go into the classroom and teach our students about work readiness, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy. Today I'm going to be showing you about our communities. In this program manual, you will find some information at the very beginning about JA and about some planning your sessions and things like that. And on one of the pages, you will find a master list of materials. That list is a good thing to take a look at, double check that everything is in your kit. If you find anything missing, please let our office know and we can provide you with that material. And it's also a good way to take a look at what you are going to be needing for each session. When you look at each of the pieces of materials, you will find that they are labeled, and usually on the side or on the bottom, sometimes it is located on the back. You will find where it will say the name of the material as well as which session it is needed for. We suggest that you go ahead and divide each of your sessions into a manila folder. That way it's easier for you to get all of your materials together. Please also note that some materials you will need for more than one session, so you'll want to make sure that you collect those back and save them for the session that is needed in the future. For session 1, you will need the following materials. You will want to have your table tents, the large community poster, and make sure when you get into the classroom that you hang that up. You will want to have your government worker sticker sheets. They need to be torn apart. This is side 1 for session 1. This is for session 3. So go ahead and tear those apart. You will only need the first group for today's lesson. You will want your community worksheets. How does a community work worksheets? The magnets, your teaching guides, as well as your junior journals. Now, at the very beginning, you're going to go, of course, introduce yourself and explain that you're a volunteer for JA. Tell them about your job. Tell them what being a volunteer means. Then let the kids know how many times you'll be back to visit them. You want to go ahead and hand out the table tents and allow a few minutes for them to write their name nice and big. A lot of times people will use markers that the students might have in their desk. That way that you can see that from the front of the classroom. And then go ahead and have them put them up at their desks. Then what I do is I introduce the vocabulary, and the way I do that is I use the poster. I tell them that this is an example of a community and that they live, they work, they play, usually their school is within their community. And I relate to a school, how a school is like a community, that their classrooms are like little families. They really get to know each other and they have to work together to make their classroom or their family great. And then how there are many families or classrooms in a school community that make their school community great. So I use that as a reference point for the kids because they know their school. Then I have them look at the poster and we talk about different businesses. So I might point here and say, this is called Community News. Who knows what this business is? And does it supply a need or does it supply a want to us? And talk about some of these different businesses. Then at the same time, you will also do a little job hunt. So you will say, let's take a look at this poster and let's find some of the jobs that people are doing in the community. You might want to write them on the board so that the kids can remember what have already been said. And then you will ask them. So we might come down here and look here at the lady who's the firefighter. And we might say, what is this person doing? Why do we need this person in the community? Do you know someone who does this type of work? And would you like to do this type of work? Why or why not? You'll want to go ahead and go through some of the different jobs that you see here listed on more towards the bottom of the page, because that's where more of you can actually see them working, whereas the businesses are kind of up and around in the buildings. You'll want to go ahead then and give them some directions and say, I have got a fun activity. You actually are going to get your very own picture just like mine. Yours just isn't colored, but today we're going to add some stickers to the worksheet. So what I will do is I will hand out your worksheet and I want you to make sure that you put your name. I always have them put it towards the top of one side. That way I know where the name should be located. You will want that on there because that is used in more than one lesson and they'll want their own paper back. And then go ahead and hand out the worksheet, hand out the pictures, And then have the students go ahead and just put the actual name of the business where they have jobs on top of where it is that it's located. So again, hopefully this activity goes pretty easy because you've already discussed it. I do allow them to work in groups or in partners. If they can't find one of them, I go ahead and let them work together too. Also, one tip is you might want to make sure that you give students a 5-minute warning as you get close to having enough time done. That way they know how many minutes they have left to complete and work through. And then you will go ahead and at the end you're just going to do a summary. And again, you're going to talk about all these different businesses and why is the community news place important? Why is Harry's Meat Market important? Why do we need this business? Do you know someone who works there? Would you like to have that job someday? So again, you're exposing them to different jobs, you're exposing them to different businesses in a community and trying to show them why different jobs are important, that there's not one job that's more important than another. Then at the very end, you will locate Sweet O'Donuts, which is at the top top left-hand corner of the actual map. So go ahead and point to that and tell them that you are actually going to be talking more about the Sweet O'Donut shops and that they will get to actually work there. We'll also talk about maybe what type of job that they want to have when they grow up, whether it's on the map or not. And it's a good way to emphasize that the students need to stay in school and get good grades, and they have lots of years to choose on what they want to do, and it's okay to change what they thought they wanted to do. Then go ahead and collect all of the actual papers that you have. Make sure the students throw any remaining sticker things away in the trash can. And then what you will want to do is also show them the magnets. Now your guide suggests that you hand those out to the students. I would suggest you show them, tell them that they can take them home, put them on their fridge, tell their families about JA, but hand them to the teachers to distribute at a later time. At the end, you'll also want to collect the table tents. That way you have them for the next session as well. Hope you enjoy session 1 and good luck.